This is it. One way or another, this series ends today. The rosters are updated. My editing is done for now. New series are set to begin as we head into the new year and into the new decade. Unless there is a stream, if we were to lose today, that sees what happens the next season or the season after, this is it for this series. We have a chance to end it on the highest of highs as Stanley Cup champions, despite how frequently this team has fallen short. So many times you look at how long we kept Marleau, Thornton, Pavelski, how long Erik Karlsson was here. He was here until he retired. You look at the teams that we had when Oliver Bjorkstrand and Jordan Eberle were looking great, and they might have been enough to push us over the limit. And still, time and time again, we fell in the first round. And then we made it to the second round, and we fell short there. Then we made it to the third round. Then we made it all the way to the Stanley Cup final, and we fell short against Philadelphia. And now the very next year, we are back. Karlsson-less, but we're back. Some players continued to step up. We went out and made some moves to solidify this team, acquiring Kravtsov at the beginning of last year, of course, through free agency. The addition of Stamkos. You look at the continued development of Sillinger, of course, signing Pasternak a few seasons ago. The emergence of the likes of Heinonen, Perfetti, Ellison, and Foudy. Gambrell, of course, stuck around. For a time, it looked like he was enough to replace Logan Couture. Looked a bit shaky, went out and got Stamkos. That proved to be the right move. And Noah Gregor, who might not be a channel legend, but he's a hero of this series. And then, of course, defensively, the signing of Thomas Chabot was gigantic. Sticking with Noah Hannafin and acquiring Josh Morrissey at the beginning of this year. The acquisition of Cal Foote alongside Stamkos. The moves in the last draft to go out and get Pasi Haken, although I want to call him Haken because release the Haken. And then deciding that Gustafsson was our guy. One way or another, he was our guy. And for better or worse, he's been here. He fell short in the finals last year. He hasn't been amazing in this postseason, but he does have a chance to make himself a channel hero, maybe even a channel legend. Isaac Ratcliffe down to an 80, by the way. Stat-wise and lineup-wise, this is the team that we're rolling with to begin this series. It's the team that won 2 straight games against the Blackhawks to get us to this point. Vitaly Kravtsov's a point a game. He has 10 goals. We need him to show up. He has been, like I said, amazing for us over the last 2 seasons. As prolific of a goal scorer as we've had. You look at this postseason, though, I think the big thing is he hasn't been that effective on the power play. Just 2 power play goals in 18 games. He wasn't that effective on the power play last year either, which made, the setup maybe all that more surprising. And you know what? I'm actually, I'm going to switch this. I'm going to change the handedness of players and see what the hell happens. So we're going to keep Thomas Chabot there. I'm going to keep Morrissey up on that top pairing, I think, because that gives that second unit a +3. And let's put Chabot there. Let's change the handedness and see what that does. Just a hunch. But you guys all know about Vitaly Kravtsov. Tomas Hertl, I haven't been totally happy with him through this postseason thus far. 13 points because we know what he's capable of. 21 points last year in our Cup final run. If he steps up, we have a chance. We absolutely do. There's a reason why he's still around. Cole Sillinger. Last season in particular looked really good, and this year looked a bit shaky. Thought he might be the one to get dropped rather than Gambrell. He heated up once we put him with Stamkos, and now this postseason, he's been great. You look at what he did last year in the playoffs, now this year, again, someone else who hasn't been that prolific, though, on the power play, to the point where I might make that change to him. Bump Kravtsov back down. Timo Meier really heated up in that last episode, though. And again, one of the other players who's been here for the whole time. Point-a-game player, 5 points on the power play, 3 goals on the power play here. He's already done better than what he did last year. He performs at his peak, the level that he can perform to. We're great. Steven Stamkos might very well be playing in his last season. He wasn't having an amazing season. You know, the offense was there, but Tampa was just a bad team. And then again, 17 points in 21 games once he got here. And in the playoffs, 17 points in 18 games. He's been great. He's been great. And then David Pastrnak, up to 4 goals, would still like more from him, of course. But I think the big issue there, just the anemic power play, continues to be a problem. But he's already matched last year's offensive outputs in terms of what he's done. I'm going to leave Pasta there. That unit should be able to perform. Toni Heinonen has been bumped up to the third line, and for good reason. He's been very strong this postseason. 9 points compared to the 7 he had last year. Already has 4 goals. We'll see if he can keep up somewhat of a pace now that the man's a bit higher. Cole Perfetti's been great. Connor Ellison's been great. Gregor's been great. Gambrell, 2 points in 5 games. Keep an eye on him. And then, of course, Foudy. You know, the main thing here is Perfetti, Ellison, Foudy have been and Gregor have been so reliable defensively. And they've been so critical and crucial to our success. Defensively, a very controversial move, but I'm sticking with it for now. We're going to have Ty Foligno next to Thomas Chabot. Foligno last year in the postseason, you know, when we went to the final, he was great next to Chabot, and we're going to see if he can wake up and perform to that level. Chabot, of course, missed a couple of games, but we were able to survive it. He has 11 points in 15. We need a little bit more of an output from him. Although in terms of assists, he's already been better this year than last. Struggling on the power play, though. And again, there's nothing I can do about that. That's down to the coaching. Morrissey has been tremendous. Morrissey and Hannafin have been great. Passy Haken, of course, those are AHL and NHL combined stats, as dumb as that is. But he has 3 points in 8 games and has a +3. No complaints there. And then Cal Foote has just been phenomenal. Although, I'm now thinking, and overthinking is a dangerous thing. What if we put the third line out there? What if we put the third line out there? I'm going to try it. After looking at the power play stats and seeing how bad it's been, I'm going to try it. It'd be Ellison, Perfetti, and then do I put Gambrell out there? Do I put Foudy out there? We need the power play to wake up. I'll give them a couple of games. Unfortunately, those games could be the dagger for us if they don't perform. Let's take a look at what we're up against. You guys, you know, not that you needed the recap on that team, but interesting to look back. What do the Habs look like at this point? That is the question. It was never going to be easy, was it? It was never going to be easy. If we want that Stanley Cup, we're going to have to fucking earn it. Top line, Dylan Guenther. Point a game, 6th overall pick in 2021. Making 9.6 for the next 4 years. Centered by 91 overall Nick Suzuki. Just under a point per game. Making $10 million. And on the right, 32-year-old Jonathan Drouin. Up to a 90 overall. Making 6.6. Second line, Alexis Lafreniere. 90 overall. Over a point per game. The number 1 overall pick in 2020. Making 8.8 essentially for the next 3 years. Centered by Cole Caulfield. Point per game at a 90 overall. Making 5.3 for the next 4 years. And on the right, Jesperi Kotkaniemi. 91 overall, 12 points in 17 games. He makes 10.6 for the next 2 years. The third line, Esteban Melnick. 11 points in 17 games. 23rd overall pick in 2023. Last year of his ELC. Centered by Ryan Poehling. 10 points in 17 games, 5.4 for the next 5 years. And on the right, Matthew Joseph. Takes a lot of penalties, so if our power play wakes up, we could be golden. He's making just under 3.9 in the fourth line. Former Shark, Ivan Chikovic. 5 points thus far. Centered by Scott Lawton and Jason Dickinson. Defensively is the great equalizer. Glass cannon in Montreal. Alex Romanoff, solid. Josh Brook has been pretty damn good. Travis Dermott takes a lot of penalties, but he's been solid. Brett Kulak, Michael Anderson, he's been okay. And then Matt Benning. That's the equalizer. That offense is outrageous, but that defense is vulnerable. The goaltender is 83 overall, Philip Gustafsson. The Gustafsson. 915 save percentage. Vladimir Malakov is behind him. Healthy scratches of Olofsson, Strome, and Alan McShane. If we can withstand the offensive onslaught and take advantage of our chances, we should be able to win this. But that's a pretty damn big if. The Habs are averaging 3.29 goals for per game. We're at a 3.61. Goals against, slightly higher for us. So the offense is higher, but so is the goals against. Their power play is much more effective, but not outrageous like Chicago's. The penalty kill, a drastic advantage for them. Special teams could yet again play a huge factor. Both teams are just about even in terms of success at home and on the road. Our second chance, our last chance to win a cup in this series. For Joe Thornton, for Marlowe, for Couture, for Pavelski, for Burns, for Erik Karlsson. It all comes down to this. This is it. 100 offense against a 99 rated offense. But there you see the difference maker. That defense. And it has to be the difference maker. Let's do this. For the last time, I get to say, it's game one. We're on home ice. How will we start this series? First period, and we are even. Jonathan Drouin, the early power play goal. David Pastrnak, the late power play goal to tie it. Gustafsson versus Gustafsson. 14 shots to 12. Tied at 1 on the board. Second period, advantage Montreal. Dylan Genther, the top liner. 25 shots to 23 in our favor. But a lead for the Habs as we go to the third. Their big players have shown up thus far. And really, we haven't. David Pastrnak, though, scores again. Power play goal. Jonathan Drouin gets it back less than 2 minutes later. Not the effort we need from Gustafsson. Power play. Steven Stamkos scores. Can we hold on and not surrender a goal is the question. We're tied at 3 down the stretch. The third period of game 1. Alex Romanoff scores. And that will do it. We dropped game 1 on home ice. We just couldn't get ahead of them all game. We'd tie it, they'd take the lead. We'd tie it, they'd take the lead. We'd tie it, they took the lead. We just could not get in front of them all game. 4-point night for Jonathan Drouin. Stamkos, good performance offensively, but the story is defensively, a lot of players just couldn't hang. A lot of players just could not hang, and it cost us. And ultimately, Gustafsson has to be better. He has to be better. Losing game 1 is not exactly what I had in mind. At all. Oh, man. no reason why that power play combo shouldn't work. There's no reason as to why that penalty kill combo shouldn't work. Because it absolutely should. And I hope it will. But then again, I've been hoping it would the entire time, and it hasn't yet. We're going to take Ellison off the PK, and we're going to put Dylan Gambrell out there instead. Bold strategy, I know. But I just can't help but change something. And this is more off of feeling than anything. But I am reuniting the old third line. And we're going to put Heinen and Gregor and Gambrell together. And we're going to see what happens. Top units stay the same. Game 2. Can we get back into the series, or will the Habs have a 2-0 series lead as we head to Montreal? First period, advantage Habs. Melnick with the goal. 13 shots to 4. We can't buy a goal. We're going to get shut down by an 83 overall goalie in the Stanley Cup, aren't we? Second period, Montreal's up 2. 29 shots to 17. We're down 2-0. We go to the third. Cole Caulfield, we're fucked. We're fucked. I wouldn't be surprised if we tied at 2, but we're fucked. Oh, they have a really good offense. Yeah, we have a better offense. Oh, they have a decent goalie. Yeah, we have a better goalie. Oh, the defense isn't that good. You're right. Yeah, and ours is great. We're screwed. Meyer breaks the shutout with 4 seconds left. 39 shots. 1 goal against a team with an inferior defense and an inferior goaltender on paper, which clearly doesn't mean a goddamn thing in this game because the sim engine does what the hell it wants. Well, the best team doesn't always win. Look at Tampa. Yeah, well, okay. How often does that happen? Yeah, there you go. I rest my case. Thanks. We're down 2-0. Great. Great. I really wish I had looked at the stats here. The top unit needs to be broken up. And defensively, David Pasternak really struggling. It's time for drastic change. Whether or not people believe that or not, I'm going with drastic change. I don't care. I do not care. Because something has to be done. So let's poke around a little bit here. Let's just poke around really quickly here, shall we? As so many of our top players continue to disappoint. And what exactly is the answer here? Because to me, I'm not against Hertl, Ellison, Gambrell. Unfortunately, nobody on that line can really play center, though. So somebody has to go down. I'm not really sure who that would be. Because we know Meyer, Pasternak, and Hertl doesn't work all that well. So I think we're going to find out how Kravtsov, Hertl, Gambrell, Meyer, Ellison, and Pasternak work together. And from there, that's a pretty damn good question. Perfetti, Stamkos, Sillinger, Heinen, and Gregor Foudy. We know how they work together. We know indeed how they work together. They might not be the most offensively prolific, but we know that they work. In terms of defense, Foligno's getting scratched. He's been given far too many chances. And if he's not going to cut it with Thomas Chabot, he can just get off the damn team. So thanks for nothing. Honestly, Benin and Foligno, I can leave you as healthy scratches, but you're done. You're just outright done. Forward-wise, Ratcliffe might get pissed, but I don't really care. Put it this way, I gotta piss off somebody by sending them down. That's just the way it works. Alright? It's just the way it works. Might as well be Fratton, because Ratcliffe will come in before Fratton does. So let's piss off Fratton and maybe a friend of his. And it's between Strimbu and Hoagland for who gets the bump up. Or Hayden Fleury. And looking at it here, Hayden Fleury can at least skate. Kind of feels like a prerequisite. Hayden Fleury can skate, and we've had success with Hayden Fleury in this lineup in the past. So congratulations to Hayden Fleury, because you, my friend, are in. You will replace Ty Foligno. We are going to reunite Cal Foote and Thomas Chabot, because Haken and Fleury have phenomenal chemistry. In terms of the power play, I don't really know. Let's go see who has points on the power play and who doesn't. Why not? We got nothing to lose. We're down 2-0. We have our top players. I know it's only 2 games, but guess what? It's the Stanley Cup final. Short sample size is all I need to know whether or not people are getting the job done. And really, nobody is getting it done in terms of power play goals. I'd say the only safe people on the power play right now are Meyer and Stamkos. I know Hertl has 4, Kravtsov has 4, but I don't really care. That's not enough for me. So who hasn't had power play time? I guess that's the real question. Who hasn't had power play time? That might do all right if given a chance. So we are looking at Hacken. We're looking at Ellison, Perfetti, Foudy, Gregor, Heinonen, and Gambrell. Some combination of those players will be making up our power play. As far as who the penalty kill is going to be, I don't know. We'll find out in a second. We'll find out. So special teams-wise, Meyer, you're safe. Stamkos, you're safe. Pasternak, get off the power play. You're not going to cut it. Get off the power play. So we'll get Foudy in there. Let's see. Defensively, let's get Haken in there. Why not? Let's get Haken in there. He had a little bit of time, but not much to work with. Oh, let's get to the left wings, where we will be adding Dylan Gambrell. Well, technically centers, I guess. Vitaly Kravtsov. Never would have imagined this, buddy, but yeah, get off of the power play. You're not getting it done. Get out of the way for somebody who might. Pretty simple. Ellison, you also make it. We need 1 Noah Gregor. And we're going to be adding Heinonen. And then 1 other lucky person. And it might be Thomas Chabot. Probably does need to be a defenseman. Chabot missed some time. Although, you know what? The time he had, he wasn't good. Hayden Fleury, congratulations. So let's see what kind of concoction we can make here in terms of a power play. Why not? Maybe these guys will get it done. You can't call it a 2-game overreaction, because all of these players have been underperforming for the entire postseason. So, Fleury, you will be down on this power play units. Foudy can be there, that's fine. So we have Stamkos. Meyer cannot play center. Right, so I think we'll bump up Ellison. Let's put Noah Gregor over here. Him being a grinder is kind of the problem, though. Might change Gregor to a 2-way. That should eliminate that problem, if I'm honest. Yeah, there we go. I'm thinking that's it. I'm thinking that's the winning combination. Let's go change Noah Gregor to a 2-way, because why the hell not? What's it going to hurt? We've seen 3 rounds of our power play underperform. What is this honestly going to hurt? I don't think it is. It can't be any worse. Like, it almost nearly statistically can't be any worse. So, why not? Why not? Well, you didn't make too many changes for 3 rounds, so why would you make changes now? Because we're down 2-0 in the Stanley Cup final, and I have no confidence that this team isn't just going to get fucking swept. That's why. That's why. Okay. Timo Meier has points. Yeah, and he's still on the power play, isn't he? Special teams wise, that is still a -1, huh? What if I do this? Okay, that doesn't help. What if I do this? That doesn't help. What if I do this? Hey, Hayden Fleury, you're on the top power play unit, buddy. 4-on-4 lines can stay the same. Penalty kill lines, honestly, might as well stay the same because nothing's going to change. It really isn't. Game 3. Game 3. We're in Montreal. We lose this, we're screwed. And the question, of course, if we do lose, is what would have happened if I didn't make changes. But you know what? That's okay. We take a penalty early. So that is now twice this postseason that I've made changes and seen immediate results. Just saying. David Pastrnak gets the opening goal. Cole Sillinger scores less than 2 minutes later. Toni Heinonen adds a third. 14 shots to 9. 3-0 on the board with 3 different goal scorers. Second period, we nearly blow it. Jean-Luc Foudy scores a power play goal. Put us up 4-0. They brought in Malakoff, Lafreniere, and Suzuki. 2 goals for the Habs to get them back to within striking distance. It's 4-2 heading into the third period. Henrik Gustafsson, you are playing for your career because if you lose this game, you do not start game 4. It's pretty simple. So if you ever want to see the ice again, I suggest you play the best 20 minutes of your life, and that is not a good start as Cole Caulfield makes it 4-3. We are halfway through the third, up by just 1. Power play for the Habs is killed. 5.5 left. 3, 2, 1. A win in the books. It was closer than I wanted it to be. It was closer than it should have been. Cole Caulfield's goal gives us a scare, but ultimately we hold on. 4-3 is your final. Malakoff was phenomenal for them in relief, giving up just the 1 goal, but it was 1 goal too many. We ride a strong first period to a victory, and we are back in this series. Thank God, as the home team has yet to win, and we need that trend to continue. Otherwise, we're facing elimination moving forward. We need a win. We need results. Let's do this. Game 4. What version of Henrik Gustafsson is going to show up to play? Let's find out. First period, advantage San Jose. 2 goals for Tomas Hertl in less than 30 seconds. Those 2 shots, those 2 goals, made up half of our shots. We were outshot 12-4, but we're up 2-1. Mikey Anderson gets a goal back from Montreal late in the period. But so far, so good in terms of efficiency, not exactly in terms of offensive output. Second period, that's a little bit better in terms of output, and the efficiency stayed. Connor Ellison with 46 seconds left, and Steven Stamkos. 3 seconds left in the period. 2 goals late. 4-1 on the board despite being outshot 25-13. Ruthless efficiency in this game so far. We go to the third, up by 3, 20 minutes away from tying this series at 2 games apiece. I readjust in the chair, it squeaks. I've had this chair for 2 years. It's turned into a squeaky chair. Tomas Hertl again. Cole Perfetti. Jonathan Drouin gets one back, but that's too little too late. 6-2. This series is tied. Any conversation, ever in terms of, well, changing lines is the reason why you lose is officially dead if it wasn't already. Because we have tied this series. Well, it's not because of that, it's just pure luck. No shit. That was the point the entire time, kids. Hat trick for Tomas Hertl, a 32-save effort from Henrik Gustafsson. This team delivered today. Make no mistake about it. This team frickin' delivered. And Hayden Fleury and Pasi Hacken were phenomenal. Tomas Hertl played 5 minutes and scored a hat trick. Who says your best players need to play the most minutes in the playoffs? We'll go Mike Babcock style with this thing, minus the fucking hazing and being a general douchebag. And Henrik Gustafsson gets the job done. I'm like Mike Babcock, but with better results, apparently. At least in this decade. Hey, he won a cup. Yeah, well, anyone could win a cup with Nick Lidstrom playing defense for them. That's right, I said it. He won gold medals. Sidney Crosby won a gold medal. Okay? Just a shit on Mike Babcock here in the Stanley Cup final, but, you know, what are you going to do? You shouldn't shit on Mike Babcock. Really? You're going to defend that guy? Feel free. Feisty 24 is here because we are tied at 2 games apiece in the Stanley Cup final in the last episode of this series. We go back home for Game 5 against the Habs. This team stays the same. The home team has yet to win a game in this series, a scenario that we have seen play out so many times, and so frequently, the team that wins Game 5 wins Game 6. So who will have the advantage when the cup is in the building back in Montreal? First period, advantage Sharks. David Pastrnak again, and Connor Ellison with 13 seconds left. He has been amazing this postseason. 8 shots apiece, 2-0 on the board. Gustafsson's looking human after Game 2. Second period, we're up by 1. Dylan Genther scores. Hayden Fleury scores on the power play, but Alex Romanoff gets them back to within 1. 21 shots to 16. We're up 3-2 thanks to a Hayden Fleury power play goal. We go to the third. Quick chance for Montreal. The power play goes to waste. And then Nick Suzuki ties it anyway. Steven Stamkos gets a goal back. It's 4-3. Power play for the Sharks. Hayden Fleury again. Hayden Fleury. I never want to hear you doubt my moves again. Hayden Fleury, 2 power play goals. And the San Jose Sharks have won 3 straight games and are 1 win away from the Stanley Cup. Stamkos, Fleury, and Ellison leading the way. We make drastic changes to the lineup, and the team responds. We put the best performing players in a position to succeed, and they do well. Meanwhile, those who were killing us with extra time on the ice are still killing us despite not playing because they're not doing well. Henrik Gustafsson wasn't exactly great, but he was good enough. 3 straight wins. The cup is in the building for Game 6 at Bell Center, Centre Bell, and we are the only team out of the 2 that has a chance to walk home with it. Cole, Perfetti, Stamkos, Stillinger, Heinen, Gregor, Foudy, Meyer, Ellison, Pastrnak, Kravtsov, Hertl, and Gambrell. Those are the lines that have seen us win 3 straight games. Hayden Fleury is a beast. A beast. The team stays the same. Game 6. We will either be raising the Stanley Cup by the end of it, or we will be going back home for Game 7. Is this our time? Is this our year? First period, advantage to the Habs. For the first time since the first 2 games, they walk away with the advantage after 1. Matthew Joseph, the lone goal. 14 shots to 9 in their favor. Second period, still advantage to Montreal, but they did blow the lead. Alan McShane made it 2. Perfetti gets it back within a minute. Stamkos scores on the power play, but then it's an old face, Ivan Chikovic, who gives Montreal the 3-2 lead. We have the edge in shots. They have the edge on the board. Third period. Here we go. Power play chance early on for the Sharks goes to waste. This next goal, if there is one, oh so important. Power play from Montreal, that goes to waste. We're halfway through. 9 minutes left. Will there be a goal? Cole Sillinger. 2:13 left in Game 6. Cole Sillinger scores to tie it. And you bet your ass we're watching this, because this could be it. The next goal will win this game one way or another. Either it is the goal that forces Game 7, or it is the goal that finally wins the Sharks the Stanley Cup. Here we go. Tied at 3, 2:17 remaining. The Habs win the draw. And they'll dump it in. Morrissey, quick breakout passes. It's Jean-Luc Foudy. Foudy looking. Back in front. Noah Gregor straight to the glove. Straight to the glove. Steven Stamkos, in what could be his last chance at a cup, I don't even know if he's won one in this series, is out there to take this draw. Here we go. Stammer wins the draw. Pass doesn't go through, though. Here's Jonathan Drouin. Gets broken up. Here's Nick Suzuki. Cuts back. One-timer intercepted. Here's Cole Sillinger. He tied the game. He's over the line. Kick to the tape. Gets intercepted. And is ultimately offside. Here we go. Meyer, Ellison, and Pasternak are out there. We have dangerous threats on every line. The captain, Suzuki, takes the draw, and he'll win it. Dylan Genther with the puck, looking for an option. Gets broken up as he tries to throw it in front. Now back to the point. Shot, kick save. Passy Haken recovers it. Haken going end-to-end. Passy Haken in front. It gets broken up. Romanov to Pasternak. Haken's shot is blocked. Timo Meyer around the back. Goes to the point. Chance here. Hayden Fleury. Hayden Fleury. It's denied. Loose. Gustafsson has it. With 1:12 left, Hayden Fleury gets a tremendous opportunity. It's Heinen and Gregor and Foudy, arguably the weakest line that we have right now on paper. But Gregor wins the draw. Morrissey, Hannafin, Heinen and slap shot. Gregor in front. Can't get it. Heinen and slap shot again. Broken up. I can't tell who this is. It's Kotkaniemi. He'll get knocked off the puck. Gregor gets tripped up, but it's incidental. And here's Foudy. Final minute of regulation. Tony Heinen looking. Tries to go in front. Caulfield's there. Let's see if we can get that line change out here. Cole Caulfield, windmills. Caulfield, pass broken up. Kulak, Kotkaniemi, glove, save, Gustafsson. Huge moment there for Gustafsson. It's first line v third line. Stammer technically wins the draw. Cole Sillinger recovers the puck. Over the line. Drops back. Over. Foot denied. Cal Foot on the doorstep. Stamkos looking. Slap shot. Loose puck. Still loose. It'll be recovered by Sillinger. Perfetti battling. Paling comes up with it. Final 16 seconds of regulation. Joseph from Melnick. He's bumped off the puck. Recovered by Cal Foot. Horrible pass. Melnick has it. Poked away. Melnick poked away again. Melnick in front. Shabbat's there on the interception. And we are going to overtime here in Game 6. I don't need to hype this up anymore. You see the shots, you see the stats, you see the score. This is it. Overtime in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. If we score the next goal, we're champions. After so many lows in this series. Stamkos to Perfetti. Perfetti still battling. He won't come up with it. Sillinger, good interception on the back check. Cole Perfetti. Perfetti looking. Loses it for a second, but recovers. Perfetti in front. Sillinger. Shots broken up. Josh Brook recovers. Jonathan Drouin can't get it deep. Chabot was there. Sillinger. Quick passes. Thomas Chabot. Quick passes again. D to D. Foot shot. Deflects and goes wide. It'll be recovered by Stamkos. Turns it over, though. Montreal on the counter. Dylan Genther. Loses it. Perfetti turns it over. Genther. Kokoniemi. Big save by Gustafsson. A horrible turnover there. We've seen some good saves. Most of the pressure's been in the Montreal end, but Gustafsson's come up big so far. It's, of course, our strategy from the looks of the block shots to let him see pucks. Tony Heinonen will dump it in. Behind the back of the net, Dermott recovers. Quick outlet pass and a chance here. Cole Caulfield for the Habs. Loses it. Over the line it goes. Around the back. Thrown to the point. Hannafin, Gregor in front for Foudy. I don't know if that was a stop. I was waiting for Sobolski to say it. It was a stop. Big turnover here. Jean-Luc Foudy has it. Back to the point. Now in front. Noah Gregor. Heinonen, no. I thought Noah Gregor would have gone unanimous Hall of Fame had he scored that. Kokoniemi loses it. Josh Morrissey recovers. Morrissey brings it up. Morrissey shot. Glove save from Philip Gustafsson. Huge chances for the Sharks. Third line v. third line. I'd say we have the advantage, though, in terms of talent. Ellison can't win the draw, though. Matthew Joseph turns it over. Ryan Poehling has it. Looking for space. Near hooking call there. Anderson turns it over. Here's Connor Ellison. Ellison in front! Big save! Might have gone wide. David Pasternak on the doorstep. Gigantic hits. Montreal over the line. Thrown in front. Pasta's there. Battles with Poehling. Matthew Joseph. Glove save by Gustafsson. Fourth line v. fourth line. Boy, I wonder who has the advantage here. Tomas Hertl on the faceoff against Jason Dickinson. Montreal comes up with a Chekovich against his former team. Nearly breaks our hearts. Gustafsson was there again. Hertl. Can he win this draw? Yes, he can. Gambrell turns it over to McShane. Quick passes. Cal Foote comes up with it. Quick give and go with Kravtsov. Montreal will end up with it. Here's Alan McShane over the line. Chekovich shoots it wide. Hertl battling McShane. He kicks it out to his left. Kravtsov's there. Quick pass to Gambrell, but it'll be knocked loose again. Tomas Hertl! The interception! Denied! Second chance! Kravtsov. Gambrell. Foote. Chabot. D to D passes. Gambrell. Kravtsov denied on the doorstep again! Oh my god, how have we not won the cup? Chance here for Montreal. The snipe goes just wide. This is unbelievable. Romanov broken up at the last second. Gambrell for Cal Foote. We need a line change. Foote dishes in front, not going to go through. Here's Jonathan Drouin. Drouin, little bit of space, shot broken up by Fleury. Drouin gets it again. Puck still loose, and Gustafsson's able to cover. It was a risky line change that we pulled off. Oh my god, the saves from Philip Gustafsson from Montreal. Suzuki wins the draw. Brook, Genther doesn't pull the trigger. Josh Brook scores! Josh Brook gets the chance to step in, and he makes no mistake. Philip Gustafson able to come up with the bigger saves. And we let the first opportunity at the Cup slip through our fingers. There will be a 7th game, as Chekovich was the first star. What now? What now? It goes to a 7th game. And the bottom line is we have to ice as good of a team as we possibly can, or at the very least the team that I think gives us the best chance to win. And is that in terms of total overall? No, it's not. Dylan Gambrell's played his last game as a Shark. We could see what Isaac Ratcliffe has to offer. Problem is, though, last year in Philly, he wasn't that impressive either. We're going to call Fratton back up. And we're going to see what he can do. Because we know he was at least decent before. Son of a bitch. This situation we find ourselves in. So Gambrell will be out for Fratton, who will be on the 4th line. I don't trust Tomas Hertl or Vitaly Kravtsov defensively. Not one bit. Not one bit. That honestly might be the team. I'd rather be able to trust people defensively and know that they can chip in offensively than making sure that I have my top guys out there all the time, like Meyer, Pasternak, Kravtsov, and Hertl. It's just... Not to mention, penalty minutes are a factor, and Timo Meier takes a shitload of penalties, and that's a problem. That's a very big problem. It's a battle right now between what gives us the best chance to win. We're going to go with Haken, Foot, Shabbat, and Fleury. Although the top unit's going to be Morrissey and Hannafin because they've been the most consistent. I could go best lines and just see what happens, or I can trust the players who have played the best all postseason long. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. This is the team that'll lead us into Game 7. 3 straight wins, but an overtime loss in Game 4. Or an overtime loss in Game 6 to force Game 7. We couldn't get our 4th win. You'll have to excuse me for being a bit anxious and if not downright traumatic. This is it. One way or another. You know the story of this team. You know the situation. Game 7. Let's do this. First period. Advantage to the Sharks. God, let this be it. Tomas Hertl scores under 3 minutes in. Dylan Genther ties it on the power play. 13 seconds later, Sillinger. Moments later, Sillinger. Moments later, Noah Gregor. 3 goals. 3 goals in under a minute. An offensive explosion that this team has always been capable of. We're up by 3, and yeah, I'm nervous as hell that the second I hit this button, we're going to be tied again. Second period. Timo Meier on the power play. And Jean-Luc Foudy. 6-1 in Game 7 on home ice. A power play goes to waste. But it doesn't matter. Connor Ellison makes it 7. Finally, after all of these seasons, Cole Sillinger makes it 8-1. Finally, after all of these seasons, all of the turmoil that this team went through, all of the playoff disappointments that this team went through, all of the lineup changes, the disappointments on an individual level, the disappointments on a team level. The San Jose Sharks are finally going to do it. We are 2:24 away. The penalty kill showed up today. We trusted those that performed at the highest level, and our lineup based on that mantra is the lineup that won the 4 games needed to secure the Stanley Cup. As Gregor clears, that should end the kill. Jean-Luc Foudy, a hell of an effort on the kill here. Finds Noah Hannafin. Pasi Heikin blasts one wide. Cole Perfetti recovers. Back to the point, now back again. Unbelievable. Sillinger denied of another goal by Malakoff. I won't be surprised to see him pulled from the game. We talked about it at the beginning of the episode. We talked about a lot. We went over this team's history so many times. And for so long, it seemed like it would go the way of other series where it just wasn't going to happen. And at the end of the day, we finally have done it. Romanoff, great plays there, not able to tuck it. Gustafsson has it. You know what? I'm going to switch to just playing because there's no controversy over who's going to win this one. I'll probably give up a goal or two because I just don't care, but then that way I can pass the puck out. And now people can't say that I'm not a gameplay guy because here we are. Although, you know what? I really should just play on that camera, shouldn't I? I won't. I can't believe this team finally freaking did it, man. It doesn't... Down 3-2 against Chicago. All